Hello and welcome to the session. Today's session is video editing and its types, and I'll be telling you different types of editing and what to take in control when you are editing different videos. So there are so many things when you start video editing. So we should start this session with the next slide. That is, first of all, I'd like to ask you a question. What is a video? Have you ever thought about this thing? Because when I was a child, I was always wondering to think about what a video is. I never knew how can a person shoot images which are moving. So a video basically is the technology of electronically capturing sequences of still images, which basically creates an illusion of motion in a scene. What does it mean actually? So for example, if I take my hand and take an image over here, so if I take an image of my hand on this position at any time, and then I move my hand a bit on left side and take another image, moving on to the left side and taking images simultaneously, if I play all these images one after another, I'll get a feel, an illusion of motion in those images. That illusion is basically known as a video. A video is nothing but a sequence of still images played together one after another. Getting my point? A video is just a number of images, a sequence of images played one after another. Moving on to the next thing, that is, what is the need of making a video? We make a video to show or express our ideas to the people around the world. How is it possible? Have you ever thought, how can you see me? I'm taking a lecture here in India and you are seeing me throughout the part of the world. So how is it possible? It is possible with the help of broadcast. Now what is broadcast? Broadcast basically is a combination. This word is a combination of two words. One is broad, means to a wide area, and the second one is cast. Cast means to show. So all in all, it means to show something to a broad area, to a larger area. It means broadcast. How the broadcast works? Basically there are majorly three types of broadcasting systems around the world. There are certain reasons why we use these different systems in different parts of the world. You can see on the slide as it explains, this is the region where we use NTSC broadcast system. The green region, we use NTSC broadcast system. Then this orange color region, this color represents CCAM, and this blue region where India is also there, it is PAL broadcasting system. What broadcasting systems are these all about? I must tell you. First of all, let me explain you that PAL and CCAM are almost same broadcasting systems. So will not be going into the details of PAL and sequence. PAL, sequence and NTSC. These are three of the major broadcasting systems which are used around the world. First of all, PAL. PAL means phase alternating lines. This broadcast system is used Asia and surrounding regions. Then CCAM, sequential color avec mémoire. It's a French word which stands for sequence and color. Sequence, color and memory. Then NTSC. This is one of the oldest system of broadcasting. NTSC. It stands for National Television Standards Committee. Why these different systems are used in different parts of the world? That's a basic question arising in the minds. So I'll explain PAL and NTSC. Why PAL and why NTSC? Because PAL and CCAM are almost same. So PAL and NTSC will take for difference. PAL basically stands for phase alternating lines. The frame rate. Have you ever heard of the word frame rate? What is frame rate? Basically frame rate means the still images. When we capture still images for showing into a video, when we play those images in a particular time, in a unit time, how many images are passing through your eyes is known as frame rate. I mean, if I say that in a unit time of 1 second, how many images are passing through your eyes. For example, in PAL system, around 25 different images are passing through the eyes, are passing through your screen when we see a real time motion. Then in NTSC, the frame rate is 30 frames per second. Why is this difference? This difference, 25 and 35 frames difference, is there between PAL and NTSC broadcasting system. There is a big reason for that, and the reason is the frequency of current. The frequency of current in India and Asia and different some other different regions of world is 50 hertz, whereas it is 60 hertz in some other parts of the world, in America and surrounding regions. So why is it, how can we say that this 25 frames per second will go with this 50 hertz? There is a reason. Have you ever thought how do you see an image on your television? Because there are nothing in the television which can project images. Television basically receives signals from the stations where the broadcasting system is going on, and people are broadcasting things for you, videos for you, images for you. So a television basically works like it scans all the images in phases, like it will scan first, then second, third, fourth, or it can be like 1, 3, 5, 7, 6, 8, up to certain numbers of lines, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. These lines are called scan lines. We call them scan lines or fields. Upper fields 1, 3, 5, 7, upper fields or odd fields we can say, and then lower fields or even fields 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. These number of lines basically differ in both of the broadcasting systems, PAL and NTSC, because the video size of PAL, the standard video size of PAL is 720 by 576 pixels, and in NTSC it is 720 by 480. So there is a difference between the vertical sizes of both these standards. So the number of scan lines or fields are different also. For PAL broadcasting systems, the number of scan lines are 625, as it is vertically more in height. The number of fields in PAL system is 625, whereas the number of fields in NTSC system is 525, because the size of the NTSC video, the standard size of NTSC video is 720 by 480 pixels. So it's less in height. So the number of fields are different. So frequency of current is 50 hertz in PAL system, in NTSC it's 60 hertz. In India basically, or different regions, it's 50 hertz, or in America or surrounding region it's 60 hertz. Types of fields is 2: even field and odd field, or upper field and lower field. Types of field is 2. So the frame rate is equal to 25, and the frequency of current is 50, and types of field is 2. So 50 by 2 is equal to 25 again. So when you see your television screens, if the frequency of current alters, you get a feel of flicker, you get a feel of disturbance in your television. That is because of the fluctuation in the current. So that's why the number of frame is different for PAL system, and number of frames per second is different for NTSC. As it is in NTSC system, frame rate is 30 fps, 30 frames per second, and the frequency of current is 60 hertz, and types of field is 2. So it again comes to 30 frames per second. That's the basic reason why the frame rate is different in both of the systems. Basically CCAM and PAL are almost same in working, so we are not going to discuss CCAM, sequential color avec memoire. CCAM basically was introduced because of some political differences between East Germany and West Germany, and earlier there was just two systems, NTSC and PAL. NTSC was the oldest system used around the world. And NTSC system was basically introduced to show black and white videos, but then the color the color signal was introduced, and the color videos are also broadcasted, and that's why the frame rate, there is a bit change in frame rate, there is a bit difference in frame rate. If we use color as well for broadcast, this frame rates less down to it comes down to 29.97 frames per second. That's why sometimes it's said that the frame rate of NTSC video is 30 frames per second, maybe 29.97 per second rather than 30 frames per second. Moving on to the next thing. The next topic is, what is video editing? What is basically video editing? Video editing basically is when we are in the post-production phase. I think all of you know the different phases of production. These are pre-production phase, production phase, and post-production phase. So when we are in the post-production phase, the final phase, which is the final phase of production, video production, video editing is a process of editing segments, different segments of motion video that we have captured through camera or maybe some other device, video camera or SLRs and different cameras. Motion video production footage, special effects which comes from the artists who are doing compositing for your films or maybe your projects, and sound recordings. When we assemble all these things like videos from the camera, direct from the camera, then motion production footage and special effects and sound recordings, and we create something which is appealing to the eyes, we call it video editing. It's nothing, editing is general thing. When we edit something, we do some changes, we add something, we remove something to make it appealing for the public or for the viewers or for the readers, whatever it is. Basically, editing is of two types. Majorly, we use two types of editing. One is offline editing and the other is online editing. Again, offline editing is of two types: linear editing and non-linear editing. Going to these three things: what is offline, what is online, linear and non-linear. There are so many things going around your mind, but we'll discuss it. First is offline editing. Offline editing basically is part of the post-production process of filmmaking and TV production, where raw footage, all the footages from the camera, is copied and edited into digital form. The raw data, which comes in form of reels and all that stuff, is edited into digital form without affecting the camera's original film stock or videotape. This is a very great thing about offline editing, that the original and raw data is never touched. It remains as it was earlier. So it's a great thing about offline editing. Again, offline editing is of two types: linear editing and non-linear editing. Non-linear editing is known as NLE sometimes. So I have written that, NLE. First of all, coming to the linear editing thing. Linear editing is the process of transferring segments of video and or audio from raw footage tapes onto a record tape with the help of video tape recorder. It's like playing something on a system and recording that very thing on another system. So that's how it goes on. But for accessing any frame, if you want to capture certain frame, certain part of the video onto the recorder, the video tape recorder, you have to play and see the whole of the footage for first time, as it is going like there are two chambers and film is rolled on this side, and if you are playing it goes like this and it wraps the footage on this. It takes a bit time. That's why it's a bit of lengthy process. When you play, you have to play and see the footage on VTR first, then you record that very footage onto the recorder. The finished program in this linear editing thing is called the edit master or master. Then comes the non-linear editing. Non-linear editing is basically the most used type of editing which is widely used these times. It is a non-destructive video, first of all, where you do not touch the original data, you do not touch the original videos. It gives you direct access to any frame in a digital video clip. For example, if you have a video of 30 minutes and you want to go to certain frame, you want to go to frame number 30, and you want to edit from frame number 30 to frame number 1 minute and 30 seconds, you can directly access those frames. You don't have to play and see all the footage for so many times. You just enter the time limit, enter the time, play, put an in point on the 30-second, then again enter the time for 1 second, 1 minute 30 seconds, and enter an out point. When you do this, you don't have to play whole of the video. You don't need to scrub or shuttle through the adjacent footage to reach the frame. This method is more or less similar in concept to the cut and paste technique which was used in film editing from the beginning, but the cutting of film negatives made this cut and paste method a destructive process. Moving on to the next thing, that is online editing. Online editing basically is a post-production video editing process that is performed in the final stage of a video production. It occurs after offline editing. It occurs after offline editing. Online editing is a post-production video editing process that is performed in the final stage of a video production. What does mean is, online or live editing basically refers to the production phase, production of video, where the action and broadcast is going on simultaneously. For broadcast in real time as events happen in the present. Majorly it is used for videos, for television videos only, and also referred as live television editing. From the early days of television until about 1958, live television was used heavily before the technologies such as videotape appeared. In some situation, multiple cameras and other video sources are routed through a central mixing control and edited in real time. Live television coverage is an example of live television. For example, if you are watching a live cricket match or maybe a live football match, it's going on because of online editing. Online editing, what we do in online editing, we just take the video, the original video that is coming from the camera, we simultaneously edit it and simultaneously we broadcast this. What we do in online editing is that as it is clear from this slide, that from early days of television until about 1958, live television was heavily used before the technologies such as videotape appeared. So in online editing, we have to edit the footage which is directly coming from the camera. We don't have the time to take it onto our hard disks and onto the computers and then edit it and then broadcast it later on. But we have to edit it online, we have to edit it on the spot, and then we have to broadcast this. So this is all about editing online. The term online means to where the pictures are reassembled at full or online resolution. An edit decision list or equivalent created through the offline edit is used to carry over the cuts and dissolves from the offline edited. As you can see on the left, there is an image which is the image of an edit decision list. What is this edited decision list? What happens if you have certain data which you have edited earlier and you want to make it broadcasted on television? What do? You just edit all of your footages on a different system, on what you call proxy footages or low resolution footages. You make all your cuts and dissolves in a different footage, and then you export an edit decision list from the softwares. When you have to broadcast all those footages, you just go to the hardware, put your edit decision list into that. This edit decision list contains all the information of the cuts, all the information of the dissolves and all the transitions what you have put on your videos, and it just transfers all this what you call information of cuts and edit points to the original videos, which are then linked to your original videos, the high resolution original videos which are going to be broadcasted on the system. And then all the cuts and dissolves from offline edit files are put into that with the help of edit decision list. And then after confirming the project, the online editor broadcasts the final output. So it is quite simple. This online editing does not always mean that the whatever you are broadcasting is getting edited getting edited side by side. It sometimes means that you have some data, some edited footage, earlier edited footage, and you want to put it into the program which is going to be broadcast. So you just take the edit EDL, what we call it EDL, edit decision list. You put it into your hardware of broadcasting, and which then connects the original media, the original final resolution of the film which is going to be broadcasted, and you just, after confirming the project, you just have to broadcast the final output. So that's all about the session. I hope that all of you have understood whatever I have explained you. If you have any queries, you can always go to the internet and search for the things whatever I have told you. So thank you very much.